What are you giving to my people in Balochistan? Because the biggest concern here is that, you know, people are going to come from abroad, they're going to take our assets, and they're going to go away. What are my people getting?
So that's a very good question, and that's the conversation that we had starting in 2019. How do we do something different? How do we really create something unique in the mining world? And Reko Diq represents that. There is no other partnership around the world that is anywhere close to the arrangements with Reko Diq. First of all, the Balochistan people get 25% owned by their government in Balochistan. And they also get taxes and royalties out of that. And they don't have to pay for it because it's being funded. 10 of that 25 is funded by all the shareholders, and the other 15 by the federal government of Pakistan. So it's a real, and the previous arrangements in Reko Diq was very much less than that. And then Pakistan has 25%, so that's 50-50. And I've always said a true partnership is 50-50. And so this is something we're going to do together. And we are also attracting funding, because the state-owned enterprises that represent the federal government are funding that component, and Barrick's funding the other. But we're not funding it all. We are bringing in investors, debt investors, to gear that investment. So this is a global effort,
right?
That ends up creating, and you heard the Chief Minister today, he's already receiving benefits from this investment. And what's he doing? He's giving it back into the community.
Is Reko Diq inflated in our minds that it's too big? Or is it just the beginning and it is actually much bigger than what it is right now?
So I always say to my team, it's a starter mine.
Is it?
It's just going to get bigger. And if we are successful, which I have absolute confidence we will be, this is a new frontier for mining. This is like Chile 80 years ago. Chile started just like this. Remember, it was a complex geopolitical position, country 80 years ago, and now it's the biggest producer of copper in the world. And so this is an opportunity. If we get this right, of course, Barrick, in partnership with some of the Pakistan industry, is already looking at expanding its footprints adjacent to Reko Diq. And we are also looking at to bring Saudi Arabia in to partner us in another project. So we are already establishing a bigger frontier. And then we will keep inviting the big players, the big copper players around the world. And as you know, the Chinese are already operating here. So there's a start. And if we continue to demonstrate this, and I always say the Tethyan metalliferous belt is as prospective as the Andean range in South America. This is the new Andean copper belt.
Which obviously means that it is a sort of a game changer for Pakistan, but we hear this word so often that this is now sort of a word that's used pretty normally.
Yes, I understand that.
I would actually like to know, what does this mean for Pakistan? Because I heard at one point in time that this could be the oil of Saudi, this could be equivalent to that for Pakistan. Is that true?
Well, I think the thing I celebrate is when you hear the Chief Minister, you hear the various officials appreciate that we need to put this back into the community. That's the whole objective. These are stakeholders in this project, and so if we're going to make a real difference in this part of the world, it's a long voyage, and we've got to start now. So normally mining companies want their investment back before they share it. What we've done in this project is started sharing before we generate the revenue, because it's an investment. This is a new modern world, and we need to make sure that we respect the owners of this endowment. And the owners of this endowment are the people of Pakistan, and specifically the Balochistan nation.
And the people of Pakistan and the people of Balochistan have a question, a very important question. And as a journalist, it's my responsibility to bring it to you so that I can give them the answer through the lens of the camera. They want to see bricks of gold coming out of Reko Diq, but they see sand, which is obviously concentrate, coming out of it. Why do we see sand coming out of it and not bricks of gold?
So that's a good question, and it's all about communication and sharing. So 80 to 85% of all value created in a mine is done through mining. 15% is added value downstream. That's for copper. For gold, 100% of the value is created at the mine head, because when we sell the gold, we get the full value of gold. The people that refine it, it's a very high cost, low return activity. They trade that gold into the market. That's how they make their money. And so, and if we want to create further value for the copper, in other words, add value downstream, a couple of things have to happen. First of all, you need low-cost power. And it's currently the technology and the treatment costs, if you ship it to some of the new modern smelters around the world, they can do it better than us here. And secondly, to make a return on downstream added value, you need size. So as we grow our production in this region, we will ultimately move towards our own smelting.
So it's not a no-go region or no-go zone?
Definitely not.
It is in the papers in future. Another question. You said because of the high cost of power. Balochistan has ample solar energy, and the solar power is the most economical form of power. Why go through the process and hassle of sending all of this concentrate to another country, which includes the shipping cost, the fuel cost? Obviously, it's heavy, has a lot of volume as well. Why not put solar power here and start the smelting process by bringing down the cost of energy?
So if you look at our plans for Reko Diq, we're starting with a combination of solar and heavy fuel, because as you know, the sun doesn't shine all 24/7. But as battery technology improves, and Barrick has very big solar power stations around the world. So we're going to start with 180 megawatts of heavy fuel and 150 megawatts of solar. We've already started doing the research on wind.
In Balochistan?
In Balochistan, right here. You've got these wind tunnels, and we'll continue to research that. We've also finished a study on how we could connect to the grid. It's a 500-kilometer connection, and then it's about, you have to get redundancy, so you've got to have a ring line to be able to support a big project like this. So during that second phase of Reko Diq development, because it's a long development, we start production in 28, we bring the second phase in 2033, 2034. And so we're already studying that. The big challenge with the current Pakistan grid is its reliability. So we need to enhance that reliability, but the good thing, a large percentage of renewable. So to your point, we should be able to access cleaner, lower cost power.